Right, right. And that's, if you go into it expecting anything else, you're going to, 90% of musicians are going to be let down. So,
Right.
Oh
I
shit,
mean,
yeah.
I
You know,
don't
and
know. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I have fun playing. We play around here, around Wichita Falls, Oklahoma, Fort
Fort
Worth,
Worth.
and meet all
Yeah.
kinds of cool bands. And this town that we live in is super small, but it's got a fuck ton of musicians from here.
Yeah.
You got a band Evolution, yeah. You got Brazos River Outlaws. In Wichita Falls, you have Thousand Pound South and guys like that. And when we all get together, it's just
Carnage Theory.
yeah, Carnage Theory, and it's just
Them little dudes are
it's just a
badass.
party all the time. And everybody's brotherly, and it just feels good, and that's what it should be about.
Right. I mean, I came up through the scene in the late 80s, early 90s in New York, and most of the time it was, you know, this band hates that band, and that
Oh yeah.
it was, so I came up in like the Dickie era in New York. So,
Yeah, there's
but
a couple of places around here where it's like being in high school. They don't like outsiders coming in,
Yeah.
but
Of course, this is a little
once we
hick
get in
town.
there, they seem to really like us and keep asking us back. So we just keep doing what we're doing, and people either love us or hate us. We're in that weird spot where we're either too heavy for some people or not heavy enough for other.
Yeah, a lot of bands we play with are way heavier than we are, but I mean they all dig us. So
We're just gonna keep doing what we do, and.
yeah, that's all you can really do. I mean, this area, see, we were like one of the only rock bands at the time. We were heavier than traditional rock, but we were
Right.
on the edge, of metal. But these bands around here in Tampa, I mean, they're real fucking metal. I mean, the screaming, and it's hard to fit in as a rock band. So when you actually, I prefer to play music that a little bit more of an audience is going to gather for. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I love all different types of metal. So
Well, we play rock shows with strictly rock bands. We play metal shows with
yeah,
strictly metal bands, and then we've had a mixture, and I don't care what it is, what anybody plays. If it's good, it's good. And
right.
I've heard a lot of bands that weren't metal at all and were fantastic.
oh yeah,
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, certain times, like when I was doing the circuit up in New York, they would put like a band that was like sort of like Hootie and the Blow. Now you're starting to get a little bit out of, we're scaring their fans. I mean,
Right.
the band I was in up in New York was more on the lines of Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh
So,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you're putting us with an acoustic act like that, plus our stage antics didn't, we were a little crazy, so we scared
Right.
a lot of people, so it was hard, we chased people out of there and shit. I mean, we would fuck with people all the time, but
Hey, that's a good thing.
man, yeah.
it was good. It got us a lot of attention, so.
Our last show in Fort Worth that we played, they had a acoustic setup up there, and them guys played a lot of Stain and Alice in Chains, and then we all played later.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, it's definitely hard, either way to get out there these days, expect rock or metal. So
Yeah, that band I mentioned earlier, Brazos River Outlaws. There's some really good friends of ours. Their name, I guess, sounds like a country artist or a country band, and they were actually booked with a bunch of country bands at one time.
Oh yeah,
And I'd love to have been there and seen the look on the people's face whenever they started playing.
right, that's funny. We did a battle of the bands once. One of these things where basically the person who buys the biggest ad in the local newspaper was the winner. But we played with this one band. We totally blew them away, but they put us with like bands that, of course, we were going to be better than them, but we still lost because my guitar player broke a guitar string right before we were
Right.
going to go on and refused to use anybody else's guitar and held
Oh,
the
man.
shit up for like 40 minutes. I go, that was bad. So,
Right.
but
That's
what are you
crazy.
going to do? How often do you guys rehearse?
I actually don't rehearse as much as they do. They get together a couple of times a week.
yeah. We usually get together usually twice a week.
Do you have your own space, or do you guys go to like a regular rehearsal studio that's hourly?
Matt's got the setup. He's got a place in his backyard. It's huge, and
Yeah, I got big old sound. I got my man cave back there. It's all soundproofed in and heated, cooled, and we got all the gear out there. I got
refrigerator
good
full of
neighbors
beer.
around, so
Cool. That's always good too, because that's another pain in the ass, especially when you're up and coming. If you got to pay for rehearsal space and shit, we used to
Right.
just rehearse in my house. Same kind of deal. Do you guys go out on the road a lot, or do you just kind of keep it in Texas?
Well, we all have jobs, full-time jobs. So we play when we play on the weekends. And like I said, we're about an hour away from Wichita Falls. We'll play there. We'll play Lawton, Oklahoma. We like Tomcats in Fort Worth.
yeah, that's
He-
a good spot.
That's an
That's
awesome
about an hour
venue.
and 15-minute drive.
He
for
brings
us.
a lot of great acts through there. Rustin
Yeah.
Luther does.
Yeah, it's definitely the part of Florida I'm in. It's like, not every band you want to see comes through here, and it's always.
Right.
I have off Monday and Tuesday, obviously, but it sucks because we don't get to really see any bands. But what are you gonna do? And a
Yeah.
lot of them don't come through here. I always notice, they just come through the tip of Florida, and that's about it. Everybody goes everywhere else, so kind of sucks. But
We're open to go play just about anywhere. If it's right. It had a good opportunity. We'd go just about anywhere.
do you guys have a lot of shows booked now, or?
Well, we took some time off, and we took March and April off. There's just some things the guys in the band had to take care of.
Yeah.
And our first show coming back, our last show was with The Enemy Within at Tomcats. That was back in, shit, I can't remember.
It was in January. We had like 3 shows in January.
Yeah, and our next one is May 14th.
Yep.
And that should be a pretty good one. It's going to be in Wichita Falls at the Deep End. And that's always a fun place to play.
Yeah. Actually, we're gonna have all 3 of Graham local bands playing at the same spot up there.
Yeah, it's going to be a Young County invasion.
Cool. Yeah, so Ricky's probably happy you mentioned his band right there. So he's always listening to the show, Ricky from The Enemy Within.
Yeah.
But so do you guys do any other cover songs, or is that really the only
we
one
did,
that Deftones?
We do some Deftones, we do some Rage, do some Tool.
Yeah.
We don't really play a lot of covers live. We like to stick to originals live unless somebody asks for it or something like that.
Right.
There's several places like the Deep End. They don't let you play covers up there anyway. So
We like to keep a few in our back pocket, in case, it's a time issue or something like
Yeah.
that.
Right,
sure.
yeah, of course. I mean, if you got to throw another song in the set and whatnot.
Right.
But
better get through, and everybody wants to do more.
usually a hot topic on the show is this pay-to-play stuff. Is that something that you guys do a lot, or, buy tickets to do shows?
I have
or-
absolutely no desire to do that. The way I see it is we pay enough, buying equipment, our time, everything, I can understand bands that do it. You can get great exposure, but exposure doesn't pay my bills. you
Right.
know?
I hear you. It's hard. It's hard to sell tickets, and people don't. A lot of people don't want to commit unless it's the right band that's headlining. Are they really going for you?
I don't mind. I'd rather play for free than pay to play somewhere.
Right. I hear you. I mean, that would always be my option. I mean, I think I've done like 2 or 3 pay to plays. I mean, I've bought on tours, which is similar, but it's
Right.
different too. I mean, I'm paying to be, put on all their flyers and all their tickets, and So
I guess it would depend on the circumstance. I guess, like you were saying, so far there hasn't been anything where I wanted to do a pay to play, but I can't say that we won't ever. I mean, if something came up that I just had to go play or we had to go play it, I'd be down to at least consider it.
Right. No, I hear you. I mean, a lot of these, even these festivals have a lot of tours, but that, vote for this band, vote for that band. A lot of that is just so their tour is getting promoted for free, basically.
Right.
I mean, we did the whole thing with the Warped Tour thing, but it was all bullshit. I mean, I know for sure that certain people would definitely vote every day, and our shit wasn't even changing. So, but what are you gonna do? It's all.
They're having on one of the radio stations, Wichita Falls, were having I guess a battle of the bands type deal, and they were having issues and stopped doing it because of the voting issue on there, and we didn't participate in that, but there were some bands on there that were badass and that weren't getting the votes, and it's a bad thing that they had to quit doing that because it's giving a lot of those bands, opportunity to be heard.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the benefits about it. But besides the Pavement thing, what is there any other record label interest?
We hadn't been really even shopping around. Like I say, if something comes up, I'll start talking to somebody. That'd be cool. But we're just really concentrating on just writing music. Playing shows. That's the main focus right now.
Yeah.
Cool. So, is there any time frame you have for the CD, or?
Well, I think it'd probably be about. When do you think it'll be completed? Probably, as far as wrote, I'm thinking about 6 months. To have it perfected, and then maybe sooner. And then
it'd probably be sooner, but I would give it that range that way because I don't like rushing things. I mean, it's always better to take your time. That way you can make sure you get it right.
Right.
It's going to sound quite a bit different probably than that first one. We've acquired another guitar player as well, additional guitar player. So there's going to be more leads in there. And his name is Jake Phillips, and him and Matt are working really well together. And it's just changed a lot of things, for the better, I think.
Right. I mean, that's cool. I mean, the music's good now, so I can only expect it to be the next one to be better. So, and especially, you guys are evolving. But what's I only got a couple more questions for you. Really, I don't, as you know, I don't do really formal interviews and whatnot. I just let it fly. So, but I'm gonna run my show a little bit short today on the affiliates. But what's behind the name? I know a lot of people don't like to go there. A lot of people don't like when I ask the question, but certain bands, I just, Well, I want to know.
Well, at first we were going to be called. One of the suggestions was a Jack Torrance syndrome. The Shining, the character in The Shining, and then came up with Versus the Theory. There's a lot of political bullshit going on, and we were just fed up about a lot of things. And I guess I didn't really think about it until last week at work, and somebody asked me the exact same question. I guess it's kind of like the Rage Against the Machine name when I think about it, versus the theory being, the government, but it could be anything.
Right.
There's not. When we first started out, we were pissed off people about certain shit, and we don't. You know how it is, and now we don't write necessarily about that anymore. We just write about whatever. Is in our minds now, but kind of when you have a name, you're stuck with it in a way. And so I mentioned it. I think I gave Matt a few names, and that's the one he liked, and
Bush. Pick that one out.
Yeah, that's where we are.
How long have you guys been together?
Since 2014. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fairly new.
That's the first time we actually got together with a full group of guys and got started.
We've had a lot of downtime, where we couldn't do anything as far as play shows because of the member issues as far as like bass players. And I'm not exaggerating when I say we probably had 7 bass players in that amount of time.
At least.
That doesn't blow my mind at all. I mean,
Yeah, we're on our second drummer,
which he's been in there the longest. I mean,
and this is his second time around doing it with us.
Well, he went to oil field for a little bit, and then we was on the hunt for a replacement, and of course, and then he come back in there, which is a good thing.
We've got a pretty good thing going on now.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with the way things are going. everything's running a lot more smoother than what it was before, and
Yeah, definitely.
I think people are going to be pleased when they hear the stuff we put out next.
Are you playing that stuff live